Hello guys and welcome to volokinproject. It's your favorite YouTuber Tony here. Today I'm gonna do a quick review of the Sony Xperia L4 and I'm gonna tell you why it is not worth the asking price of £169. So without further ado, let's get it on. Before I start this video, let me point out that I was the first one in the UK to actually do an unboxing of this phone. I bought it from Vodafone, unlocked it, after that I did the camera test, the gaming test. All of those videos are already on my channel. But today I'm gonna do an overall review of my experience of the phone, because usually what happens is no matter what the phone actual qualities are, the first impressions from the unboxing might be quite positive, and then after just a few hours of usage everything changes. So this is my experience of the Xperia L4. Shall I start with the conclusion? Don't buy it. Simple as that. Don't waste the £169 on this particular phone, guys. If you're looking for a cheap Sony device, the Xperia L3 over here is overall the better option, and you can find one for about £100 brand new. Of course, not from their official website. Now I'm gonna do a dedicated, comparison between the L4 and the L3. Actually, I'm gonna film it tonight. But yeah, you're not gonna see it one after another. First, you're gonna see, well, what you see right now, the review of the phone. One potential huge deal breaker over here, guys, is the actual brightness of the screen. I mean, I appreciate the fact that Sony went and put a 21:9 aspect ratio screen on a cheap phone like that, but it is their first phone with a notch as well, guys. But the problem with the screen, apart from being super cold screen, no HDR, of course. The videos on YouTube look like hell pretty much, because only 720p resolution, and from 6.2 inches, if you want to watch a native 16:9 video, you're just down to 5 inches, guys. Not many people talk about that. If you stretch it all the way, that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna get, people beheaded on your screen pretty much. The problem is the screen brightness, guys. Indoors, the brightness is fine, 200 something lux. I've measured it with my other phone, but the problem is outside. I don't know what kind of coating Sony they put over here. You can't see absolutely nothing outside, and I live in Britain. We've got no sun over here. So yeah, the screen is a massive deal breaker in that case, and I'm not even joking, guys. If you live in Spain or any normal country with a proper summer, don't take this phone outside. You're not gonna be able to see almost nothing on the screen. You have to keep it indoors. So that's issue number one. Issue number two is the performance. Helio P22, it scores about 90,000 on Antutu. If you want to play Call of Duty, you have to play on low settings, and not only you've got a 720p screen, but play on low settings and medium frame rate. The experience is pretty bad, guys. Again, I've got a gaming test video. Lighter games are okay, but at the end of the day, Call of Duty, the number one played game on the market, apart from Fortnite or whatever. So what I'm saying over here is Helio P22, it doesn't perform properly even in 720p. That takes us to the battery life of this phone, 3500 something milliamp hours, 580 or something like that. And you might think, okay, small battery, but you've got 720p screen, you've got Helio P22. I mean, the phone runs like it's like it's in a battery saving mode with just 4% left. That's how the phone runs all the time, guys. As a result of that, the battery life is actually excellent. Between 6 and 8 hours of screen on time every single time, guys. But now we're gonna have to come to the charging, where the situation is bad. So pretty much you've got a slow charger in the box. Half an hour gives you just 22%, 1 hour 44%, and full charge takes place in just under 3 hours, guys, which is absolutely insane, talking about 3,500 milliamp hours of battery. But what you can do is use another fast charger. This is gonna help you out a little bit. Half an hour is gonna give you 28% instead of 22. 1 hour is gonna give you 55% instead of 44. And full charge 2.5 hours instead of 2 hours and 50 minutes. It's a small bump, but I really have no idea why Sony cheaped out and they didn't give you a little bit faster charger in the box. But There we go. Now, one positive thing about this phone is the fingerprint reader, guys. Quite a lot of the Sony Xperia 1 and 5 phones, actually all of them, had fingerprint issues Sony couldn't really fix. So over here, check this out, guys. The fingerprint reader works okay, 100% of the time pretty much. It is really nice. It's not one of the fastest ones on the market, but it is really nice. We've got face unlock as well, but unfortunately it reads your face and then you have to swipe on the screen, which takes a little bit more time than it should. Also, it's worth mentioning that the phone has just 3 GB of RAM, guys, so forget about any multitasking as well. 64 gigs of internal storage, and the SIM card slot over here is actually quite interesting. In the UK, it's not a hybrid SIM, it's one SIM, one memory card, so you can't really have two SIMs in the UK. Go figure. About the mono speaker at the bottom, guys, it is pretty bad. The sound is really not good and the volume is not good as well. You've got a 3.5mm jack on top over here, and unfortunately the results are average. Usually with phones with USB Type-C you can use an external 3.5mm dongle with a built-in DAC like the HTC One. I've got a video covering all the dongles pretty much, but plugging in the most powerful one, the HTC One, gives you just a little bit of gain, guys. So pretty much you're stuck with an average headphone output. And now let's talk about one of the most important things, which is Android updates. This phone ships with Android 9, guys, which is kind of mind-blowing, to be honest with you, because Sony is running pretty much stock Android with very few additional extras, and they couldn't be bothered to release this phone with Android 10. But the thing is that in Android 9 they missed quite a lot of features, guys. For example, you don't have the dark mode. You don't have any kind of full screen controls over here for this notch. Pretty much is app dependent. Some apps run in full screen, others run in like 4:3 resolution. The older apps, you have no control on that. The other thing is that you don't have any kind of proper gesture navigation on this phone. Yes, you've got this sidebar over here, but sometimes, check this out, that's what happens when you use the sidebar. I just left it on just to show you guys what's going on here. It's pretty much useless. You're going to be using these buttons over here, but unfortunately the software doesn't allow you to reorder them by any means. Of course, I've got a video figured that out as well, how to do it on Android now. You make sure you check it out in the description down below. But apart from that, is just the usual, Sony, stock Android experience, nothing fancy pretty much. The other thing is that you've got no team support whatsoever on this phone. You can't really rearrange the icons over here. There is no double tap to wake, there is no raise to wake like that. The really nice album app is gone from this phone as well. You can still download it through the Play Store, but for compensation you've got a Bad Boys trailer built in the phone for some reason, I guess. So before I conclude this video, guys, let's have a look at the Volokin Spectrum score, where I rate the phones I've reviewed. I've tested over 100 phones right now, and the Sony Xperia L4 takes, let me see, the 78th place, guys. So let me tell you quickly my overall impressions of the phone. For design and build quality, I gave this phone 3 out of 5, simply because it's made of plastic. It feels a little bit cheap and there are not many cases available for it, so that's that. For security, I gave it 4 out of 5. The fingerprint reader works fine, but unfortunately the face unlock is slow. For battery life, I gave it 4 out of 5. I'm happy despite the slow charging. The screen, I gave it 2 out of 5, and that was including one bonus point for being a tall screen. I really like the chocolate bar design over here, guys, to be honest with you, but because of the absolutely pathetic, sunlight visibility, I can't really give it more than 2 out of 5. The mono speaker gets just 2 out of 5, and the headphone output 3 out of 5. The software just 3 out of 5, guys. Missing features, Android 10 is missing as well, so 3 out of 5. Performance gets 2 out of 5, guys. It is choppy, 3 gigs of RAM is pretty bad, and gaming is bad in heavy games. The selfie camera gets 3 out of 5, no stabilization, but at least the image quality is pretty good for an 8 megapixel camera. Funny enough, Sony has been using this 8 megapixel camera in their latest Sony Xperia 1 Mark II. And the rear camera is pretty much terrible on this phone, guys. I'm gonna give it just 1 out of 5. Go watch my full camera review just to see why. So how much is the overall Volokin Spectrum score? It's 27 out of 60 guys, which places it towards the bottom of the table, guys. Pretty bad results. So overall, just don't buy this phone. Simple as that. I mean, if you really want the 21 by 9 aspect ratio, just look for Xperia 5. You can get one for just over 200 pounds here in the UK, 200, 250, something like that, but you're gonna have to deal with the bad fingerprint reader. But apart from scrolling through the social media, I don't see any benefit of this phone, to be honest with you. And overall, if you want the cheap and better Sony phone, go for the L3. That's about it, guys. I was as honest as possible with you on this video, so hopefully you're not gonna buy it and I'm gonna save you some money and you're gonna buy a better product. That's the idea of my videos anyway. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you stayed that long into the video, don't forget to subscribe to Vlogging Project, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Adios.